All right, it's going.
Hey church, this is our video walkthrough of our brand new, newly renovated worship center. We're still about 4.5, 5 weeks out from our opening launch date. We're actually on schedule to have all this stuff done in here, hopefully in about 2 or 3 more weeks. At the recording of this video, it is August 15th, so we still have, like I said, a couple weeks to go. But I want to give you a kind of a comprehensive walkthrough, just show you all the stuff going on here. As you can see, you pan through the room. The pews are gone. We've got plastic down. Lots of stuff here. Lots of just construction stuff going on in this room. Come this way and let's look under balcony. One of the big issues that we had that we wanted to address was sound, particularly under the balcony. One of the things I noticed is in the very few times that I wasn't preaching, I would take an opportunity to walk through the balcony area, and before there were pockets of sound. You would literally walk in and out of pockets of sound. It was just really horrible under here. So as you can see, we have a whole new speaker system installed now all the way around the balcony. The speakers are larger. There are at least twice as many of them, and so we are aggressively addressing this under balcony sound issue, kind of like a cave under here. One of the things you'll also notice is we have done some ceiling work. We want the ability to do additional future renovation without it being a big deal. So we cut out some sections, and we've done this all the way under balcony, and we're putting in a drop ceiling. This is going to let us do new conduit. It's going to let us do video cabling. It's going to just let us get back into this area in the future without it being a big deal. So once again, one of the goals we had with this renovation was the future. We wanted to set things up for future folks to be able to get in here and do things that you needed to do. So let's take a walk now. We're going to walk along through here. I want to bring you over to where the new stage is going to be. We demoed the whole stage. Now, the previous stage was actually 2 or 3 stages. It was the original stage, and then it had been added on to once, and then added on to it again when I was here. So we had about 3 levels of staging going on, and we had to just take it all the way down to the ground. So come over here. You'll see, first of all, that we've kind of preserved the oval shape, and it's hard to tell, but we've treated the floor here with some staining and some paint, so that once it shines up, it'll look really nice between the carpet and the flooring here. But I want to point out these cubes that you see right here. These are 3x3 cubes, and we've got a whole stack of them right here. This is going to be the staging system. Now, this is really a state-of-the-art staging system. Matter of fact, when we started a couple of years ago talking about our renovation in this room, this staging system was non-existent. This is something that has happened since our first original renderings. So when we saw the advantages of this, we were sold immediately. We actually went to another church in North Carolina and looked at their system, and they just absolutely love it. Essentially, it's modular staging. It will look fantastic when it's all set up, but what it does is it gives us the ability to be completely flexible in the future. We could literally change the configuration of the stage from week to week if we wanted to. Because of the nature of the cubing, getting cabling in and through ductwork, it's going to be a cinch. It's going to be a great thing. One of the difficulties about staging is that you build a stage, a traditional stage, and you get 2 or 3 years down the road, and you're like, man, I wish we had a power outlet here, or I wish we had a microphone outlet here, or I wish we had a monitor outlet here. Well, in a traditional stage, you're stuck because the way you build it is the way it is, and to tear it up and to even move power cords around is a big deal. So what you then get are cables and power outlets running all over the top of the stage. This staging system is going to eliminate that. If we decide 2 or 3 years from now that we wish we had a power outlet here, all we have to do is change the top of one of those cubes and then run the cabling. It's really simple, tons of flexibility. When you couple that with what we're going to be able to do with the chair seating in here, this is truly going to be a multi-purpose room unlike anything in the city and unlike anything Grand Avenue has ever experienced before. It's going to stretch us on the creative side in terms of ways that we can use this to transmit the gospel, to do conferences, to do workshops. It's just going to be so exciting. We've already got 2 events on the slate for this year which are going to use this room, the flexibility of this room, in ways we've just never been able to do it before. So once again, just real exciting stuff. Now, let's go upstairs. As we walk towards this side wall, one of the things you'll notice, and we can do a pan of this, you'll notice these panels, and they are all over the side walls now. These side walls are big. they're white, they're challenging. What do you do with them? We have used acoustic paneling. Now this is going to do a couple things. First of all, it's going to give us an artistic look to the front of the room, which is going to really be nice and appealing. The second thing it does is these are acoustic panels, which means it's going to absorb sound. It's going to keep sound from bouncing around like you kind of even hear now because there's nothing in the room. But it's going to just give us so much more control over sound, once again, addressing that sound issue. So let's go upstairs. It's got the sound paneling all the way up. When we get to this portion where the paneling ends, we're actually going to do some additional painting here, and that's yet to be done in a couple of weeks. We come upstairs, and we've retained the pew seating, as you can see, so we've got all that covered. And in another week or two, we're going to be starting the cleaning phase to get all this stuff cleaned up so that we can get ready to move back in. Let's stop here, and I want to point out a couple of things. We have enhanced the sound dampening once again. If the light doesn't get in the way of the camera, you'll see that above the doorways we have installed additional sound dampening. We're actually going to install it below, where you see the white below the colored sound material. That's going to be covered up eventually also. So once again, just enormous efforts to dampen the sound, control the sound, so that everybody can hear so much better than we've ever been able to hear before in this room. As you look out through the room, you'll notice that we have new chandeliers. We probably can get a pretty good shot of that. Those chandeliers are going to give us fantastic lighting in here. One thing that you'll notice is a black ceiling, and I know a lot of people are going to look at that and go, wow, that's different. It's different for grand. It's really not different in the world, even today, of church construction. The black ceiling is going to do a couple things. First of all, we've got a lot of stuff up there, and even on this video, you can't appreciate it the way you will when you walk in the room, but we have conduit running all over the ceiling now. We've got speakers that are hanging up there. We've got trusses that are going to be hanging up there. We've got the chandelier poles that mount the chandeliers. All of those hardware pieces are black. With the black ceiling, it just sort of disappears. If the ceiling were white, it would just, all that stuff would stick out, it'd look ugly. The black just makes it just disappear so that it's not distracting. The second thing the black ceiling is going to do for us is give us better lighting control. We don't have to worry about uplighting. It kind of kills the light in here so that everything in terms of light being pointed down is so much easier to control. It's going to give us a better feel, a more intimate feel in the room. This is a very big room. When everything was white, when the ceiling was white, when the front walls were white, the room just felt big and cavernous. The idea of the acoustic paneling on the walls, the black ceiling, it's going to make this room feel much smaller, much more intimate, a great worship experience for us all. So, as I said, you look up through there, you see the chandeliers. Those chandeliers will have an LED lighting element in the middle, which is going to give them a customized color aspect throughout the whole room. You can probably make out speakers. Remember the old way we had it set up, we had just speakers in the center of the room in a cluster. Well, that's gone. We are actually flying speakers literally throughout the entire room. The number of speakers, the quality of the speakers has just gone out the roof compared to what we had before. So I'm excited to hear what it's going to look like when they hook it up and get it turned on, and I know you are too. Let's walk over here towards this new sound booth. This is our new control center. This is going to house the video production. One of the major key elements that's not in here yet is the set. When the stage is put in and the set's put in, that's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. We're going to have video screens. We're going to be able to go to image magnification. That's essentially cameras that are going to put images on the screen. It's going to allow us to record by video all of our services, to be able to catalog them, put them on the internet. So in the future, if you miss church, you won't just have to listen to the sermon. You can watch everything happening. So this is going to be the control area for video. It's going to be the control area for our whole new lighting system. It's going to be a control area for our sound system. It's also going to be a control area for our production, meaning the PowerPoints, the words, the things that you see on the screen. Go ahead and come over this direction. Let's look at this more closely. This is still under construction, but it's going to be finalized very soon. One of the things you'll notice is there's a lot of room in here. You got this ladder here. This is new, and you can see it goes way up high. One of the things this is going to allow us to do, it allows us to get easy access literally to the ceiling and to the adjustment of the lights without having to send somebody into the ceiling, which is a huge safety issue. It's also a major convenience issue. It just allows us to adjust and control things in ways that we've never been able to do before. So I think that's about it for now. Like I said, lots of stuff going on. There's lots of details that just don't show up on the video, and it's not done. There's a lot that's already happened, but in the next 2 weeks, it's going to change even more. So keep checking back on the city. Get excited. You don't want to miss church on September 18th when we unveil all of this in all of its glory, not for our glory, not for my glory, but for the glory of our Father in heaven. So we'll see you this coming Sunday at Grand Avenue Baptist Church.